Discover the incredible journey of a widower's heart building a family log by log, love revealed. Tom Sullivan stood in front of the crumbling house, its battered frame a mirror to the chaos inside him. Just like the broken windows and peeling paint, he felt chipped and faded. Since his wife Sarah had passed, the bright colors of his life had dimmed. At only 38, he was a widower, a struggling father to two beautiful kids, 10-year-old Lily and 8-year-old Max. The world had become a series of daunting tasks, each day bleeding into the next with bills piling up like neglected dreams. As he scanned the landscape, inspiration flickered inside him. This dilapidated house, abandoned and alone, felt like a chance to rebuild not just a dwelling, but a home. A chance to heal. A chance to create a lifeline for his children, one log at a time. His heart drummed a rhythm of hope as he imagined it transformed, the images of laughter and warmth filling the rooms once again. Yet, lurking behind that vision were the whispers from townsfolk. Tom the townie, the guy who used to be a talented carpenter but was now merely scraping by. They didn't know the half of it. Every plank he wrestled into place was punctuated by the echoes of gossip. Could he really do this? Was he simply a failure masquerading as a handyman? He forced himself to push through, convinced that sweat and determination could drown out the naysayers. The first stroke of paint felt like reclaiming ownership over a life that had spiraled away from him. He inhaled deeply, picking up the scent of fresh wood and possibility. But as hammer met nail day after day, unrest began to seep into his home. Lily and Max felt their dad slipping away, consumed by this ambition to restore a house. Their voices echoed in the quiet moments. "Dad, why are you always working on that old place?" Lily had said, her green eyes wide and hurt. "You care more about the house than us." Those words turned inside him like a knife, twisted deeper with each accusation. They were right. His relentless quest for financial stability was leaving emotional wreckage behind. It wasn't just guilt, it was a crushing realization that he was losing his connection with the very people he fought to protect. Alone atop the ladder, the weight of his efforts felt heavy, as if he were building walls between him and those he loved most. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As whispers ignited into louder judgments, how could the man who couldn't even manage his family expect to finish that house? Tom felt trapped, contemplating the value of success that no one seemed to acknowledge. Just as despair threatened to drown him, a miraculous flicker of light emerged from the darkness. A long-lost friend from his childhood named Sam, with talk of teamwork and potential support. Would this redemption help him rekindle the ties with Lily and Max? As he pondered this new twist, Tom faced a looming question. In a world quick to judge, could love prevail? Would he be able to stitch back the fabric of his family before the communal whispers of failure drowned out everything he held dear? Tom stood at the threshold of the house, the air heavy with the scent of paint and freshly cut wood. Sam's arrival earlier that day brought a sense of promise, but Tom couldn't shake the anxiety that gripped him. Would accepting help mean admitting he couldn't do this alone? The thought stung, making him feel vulnerable, like a kid whose training wheels had just come off. "Let's get to work," Sam said, slapping Tom on the shoulder, breaking his reverie. Tom nodded, though he didn't feel the energy bubbling up inside him like it used to. His heart was still heavy with guilt over the rift growing between him and the kids. He couldn't afford to lose them too, yet it felt like the more he tried to build something for them, the more they pulled away. As they set up the tools, Sam took a moment to look around. "This place has potential, Tom. You've got good bones here. Just need a little love and elbow grease." His words hung in the air like a challenge. Tom felt a flicker of hope. Maybe Sam was right. They could make this into a home, not just for themselves, but for the kids too. but as they began nailing in the boards, laughter floated from the yard. Lily and Max were playing without him. He risked a glance out the window. They were tossing a ball back and forth, their laughter ringing like wind chimes. It struck Tom like a fist to the gut. A moment of joy seemed so far removed from his reality. He turned back to Sam, who had started to whistle a tune, clearly lost in his work. "Do you think I'm messing this up?" Tom asked suddenly, letting the words spill out. Sam paused, looking seriously at his friend. "Messing what up? The house or your kids?" "Both, I guess," Tom sighed. "I thought if I fixed this house, everything else would fall into place. But it feels like I'm just digging a deeper hole." Sam leaned against the wall, crossing his arms. "Where are they, Tom? Your kids. They need you. Not just the house. Half-hearted efforts don't create a family." Those words felt like cold water splashed on hot skin. Tom tried to shake off the shame. "I'm trying to give them a good life. I want them to be proud, to have stability. Stability starts with you being present, buddy. You're here physically, but you're not really here, you know. There's a difference." Tom felt the tension in his chest tighten. Sam's honesty stung, but he knew deep down it was true. He was building walls, but not the kind his kids could feel safe behind. He was building barriers. Maybe I could involve them in this," Tom said slowly. A spark of determination lit his spirit. "I could ask them to help. Together. We could make it fun." Sam's face lit up. "Exactly. Kids love that. Let them feel part of it, and it won't just be your project anymore. It will be a family thing." Tom smiled slightly, but doubt still crept in. What if they didn't want to? What if Lily only saw the work and not the adventure? But he pushed those thoughts away, choosing trust. "All right. I'll ask them tonight," he decided, feeling a twinge of excitement mixed with apprehension. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow in the room, Tom felt a wave of hope wash over him. Perhaps, just perhaps, taking down those walls would bring him closer to Lily and Max. Maybe the real renovation he needed was to rebuild the bond with his children. He gathered his tools, determined to invite them in, a chance for them to be the heart of this project. But as he called out for them, the anxious question lingered: would his kids be willing to join him in this new beginning, or was it already too late? Tom took a deep breath as he stepped outside, his voice wavering slightly as he called out, "Lily. Max. Can you come here for a second?" The laughter died down, and he could see their little heads turn toward the house, eyebrows raised in curiosity. A moment later, they both dashed over, the ball still clasped tightly in Max's hand. Their faces were flushed from playing, and that little spark of joy ignited something within Tom, making his heart swell. "What's up, Dad?" Max asked, his curiosity genuine as he approached. Lily followed closely, her curiosity matching her brother's. Tom knelt, meeting their eyes. "I was hoping, I've been working on the house, and I could really use your help. We're going to make this place amazing, and I want you to be a part of it. What do you say?" Lily exchanged a glance with Max. "You mean like a project?" she asked, tilting her head. "Exactly." Tom encouraged, excitement bubbling up. "We can make this a family project. Paint, build, maybe even create a secret fort in the backyard. It'll be fun." Max's eyes lit up. "A fort? Like the one in the backyard of the old house?" "Yeah. But better. We can pick colors and everything," Tom added, his own enthusiasm reigniting his spirit. Lily, however, looked uncertain. "What if it's just work, Dad? I don't want it to be boring." Tom felt a pang in his chest. "I get it. I promise we'll make it fun. And you can help decide what we do. I want this place to feel like home for all of us. Can we pick the colors for our rooms?" Max asked eagerly. Definitely. And we'll make sure to take lots of breaks, maybe even bake cookies together afterward. Tom offered, sensing the doubt beginning to fade from Lily's face. Slowly, a smile crept onto her lips. All right. I'll help if we can have cookies, she said, her tone playful. Deal. Tom laughed, the weight on his heart lifting slightly. From that moment, the air shifted. The bond that had felt frayed was starting to weave back together, strand by strand. Tom could see the excitement building in their eyes, and for the first time in a long time, he felt genuinely hopeful. The next day, they all stood together in the living room, surrounded by paint cans and brushes. Tom had drawn up a plan of what they could do together. Okay, team. First, we need to pick colors for this room. What do you think? Lily flipped through paint samples, her fingers brushing over vibrant shades of blue and yellow. I like this one. She squealed, holding up a bright sunny yellow that seemed to reflect her spirit. Max pointed at a calming blue. I want this color. It's like the sky. With their visions coming to life, they transformed the space together. Several hours passed in laughter, paint splatters, and playful banter. They took breaks to dance to music blasting through the speaker and shared jokes that lifted Tom's spirits higher than he thought possible. As they stood back to admire their work, laughter still filling the air, Tom felt a warmth spreading in his chest. It wasn't just paint on the walls, it was a new foundation being laid. Smiles, laughter, connection. But as they started cleaning up, Lily turned, her eyes thoughtful. Dad, do you think Mom would have liked this place? Tom's heart clenched. It was a question he had feared. I think she would have loved seeing us all together, working as a family, he answered slowly, feeling raw yet tender. Max added, and we can make it even better, right? For us and for her. Tom nodded, his heart swelling with both pride and sorrow. He realized then that the work ahead was more than fixing up a house, it was about healing, remembering, and honoring the love they shared. As they stood in that moment of togetherness, a new question unfolded in the air, quietly lurking beneath the joy. Would they be able to continue this journey together, tackling not just projects but the deeper challenges that lay ahead? Could they truly build a home where love could endure? The next morning, sunlight spilled through the windows, illuminating their newly painted walls. Tom stood with his hands resting on his hips, surveying the room. It felt alive, vibrant, much like the children bustling around him, armed with fresh ideas and excitement. All right, team. He shouted, grinning like a kid himself. What shall we tackle today? Max jumped in, brimming with enthusiasm. Can we start on the fort? We can build it right outside the living room window. It'll be our lookout tower. Great idea. Lily chimed in, already sketching out plans in the dirt with a stick. But we need to make it big enough for both of us. And we have to include a secret entrance. The day unfolded like a page from a favorite adventure book. They scavenged branches, cardboard boxes, and old sheets, gathering supplies for their fort. Tom felt their creative energy ignite the space around them. Each laugh rang through the air, pulling at the thread of sorrow that still lingered in his heart. Here. This would be perfect for the roof. Max said, holding up a large sheet he had found. We can pretend it's a pirate ship. As they worked, Tom couldn't help but marvel at how the children's laughter filled the house, pushing away the shadows of yesterday. Each branch they tied together and each blanket they stretched across created something beyond a physical structure. They weren't just building a fort, they were constructing memories, piece by piece, but as they settled down to take a break from their labor, Lily's expression shifted. Dad, what if we can't make it as cool as the other one? She asked quietly, biting her lip. What if it's not good enough? Tom's heart sank. It was clear that old fears still lingered in her mind, a reminder that healing wasn't neatly wrapped. He leaned down to meet her gaze. Lily, it doesn't matter if it's better or worse. What matters is that we built it together. It's the love and laughter we share that makes it special. Max added, yeah. And the fun we have while building it. That's what makes it cool. Tom could see the tension in Lily ease a bit, but uncertainty still danced in her eyes. He wanted to reach in and smooth away that doubt, wrap the warmth of their moments around her like a blanket. Want to try something? Let us promise to make it the best fort we can. No matter what happens, we'll know it's ours, together. Deal? Deal. Lily nodded, a spark of hope igniting. With renewed determination, they returned to work, and soon their fort began to take shape. Laughter floated through the air, a sound that felt like healing. Tom stepped back to admire their creation, the branches crooked but sturdy, the sheets fluttering in the wind like sails. Look at what we made. Max shouted, throwing his arms wide. As they climbed into the fort, nestled together like a pile of giggling kittens, Tom couldn't help but think about how far they had come. Every brushstroke of paint and every nail driven into wood was a step toward reconnection, but that night, as they settled into bed, silence fell like a soft blanket. Tom lay awake, staring at the ceiling. Memories of the past swirled around him, fragments of laughter from days gone by and whispers he wished he could still hear. Could they fill that growing emptiness with something new? The question haunted him in the dark, drumming through his thoughts. Had they truly turned a corner, or were they just riding a momentary wave of happiness? The following morning promised new opportunities, and as he turned over in his mind how to encourage their journey further, he felt that familiar pull in his heart. They were all warriors, carving out a space of light in a world that often felt shadowed. But what if the very act of building their new lives needed more than paint and nails? Could love lead them deeper, to the roots they had buried away in grief? The bright dawn ahead was filled with possibility, and Tom knew one thing for certain: this journey was only just beginning. The next morning, the air buzzed with the promise of adventure. Tom awoke with the sun filtering through the curtains, a golden warmth that mimicked the hope beginning to flicker in his heart. Today was different, he felt it deep inside him. He could almost hear the echo of laughter waiting to burst forth. "Hey guys!" he called out softly, hoping to wake the children. "Rise and shine. Today's our day." Lily poked her head out from her blanket, her tousled hair catching the sunlight. "Can we finish the fort today, Dad?" Her eyes sparkled with enthusiasm. "Big plans today, huh?" "Absolutely. We'll make it the best lookout tower ever." Tom encouraged, leading them to the living room where their fort awaited. As they gathered materials, they bounced ideas off each other. Max suggested incorporating a flag, while Lily insisted they needed a perch for their lookout. With every idea shared, Tom felt a knot of worry slowly unraveling. It was just about building a fort, yet it was so much more. "Let us decorate it," Lily exclaimed. "We can paint our flag with our family emblem." "Family emblem?" Tom echoed, raising an eyebrow playfully. "I love that. What should we use?" After a bit of brainstorming and some giggles, they settled on a simple heart, a symbol of their little family's journey. As they painted, Max spilled some red paint. It splashed on Tom's shirt and, without missing a beat, he tickled Max, who erupted in laughter. Laughter, joyous and loud, echoed in the cozy space. It was the sound of healing, of moving forward, of creating new traditions. Later, taking a break, Lily sat beside her father, her small fingers tracing the heart they just painted. "Dad, can families have just a heart as an emblem?" "This is new." Tom smiled, the warmth radiating from him. "Absolutely. It symbolizes love, which is what family is all about." As he spoke, he felt the weight of loss begin to fade a little more. "What if we add names?" Max suggested, always the pragmatist. "We can write our names underneath." "That's a great idea, buddy. Someone see if we can find some sticks for labels." Tom replied, hopeful. With their names painted beneath the heart, something significant shifted. They were not merely occupants of the same house, they were claiming their identity as a unit, whole and strong. There was a moment of reflection as they looked over their creation, little hearts fluttering in their chests. Tom's eyes glistened with unshed tears. It wasn't perfect structurally, but it was perfect for them. Every slant, every curve, told the story of love and resilience. Just then, a gust of wind shook the fort, and Tom chuckled. "Looks like we need a stronger roof for our pirate ship." The three of them scrambled inside, feigning fear as the wind howled around them, hearts racing with excitement. As the sun began to dip in the sky, casting long shadows across the room, Tom noticed the golden hour lighting up their creation. "Let's take a picture to remember the day," he said, pulling out his phone that he snapped photos of them laughing, of their joyful faces lit up with the glow of the sunset, their fort nestled in the background, as a monument of their day's labors. Then, as they prepared dinner, the kitchen began to fill with the aroma of spaghetti simmering on the stove. Lily looked at her dad with a serious expression. "Dad, does that mean if we keep building and playing, we can make more hearts?" Tom paused, the question lingering. The thought was breathtaking, full of immense creativity and hope. "Yes, my sweet girl. We can create all the hearts we want. This is just the start." Later that night, as they nestled down for bed, Tom felt an overwhelming swell of love for the little family they were creating. He had been so concerned about moving past grief, yet here they were, forging new memories while honoring the past, but tomorrow loomed large in his thoughts. What new challenges awaited them? Could they really keep building on this foundation of love, or would old wounds threaten to tear them apart again? He couldn't shake the feeling that while they were taking leaps forward, there were also journeys inside him still waiting to be unveiled. As he closed his eyes, he realized building hearts would require more than just brick and mortar. It would demand the truth of their story. The nightly whisper of their past entwined with their present, shaping their future. And in that quiet space, he felt the depths of their journey stretch into the unknown. What would they discover when they finally found the courage to confront what lay beneath? The next morning, the sun crept over the horizon, spilling its light into the house like a slow exhale. Tom stirred awake, the memories of the night's reflections still dancing in his mind. Today, however, held a different energy. The kids were already up, the sound of giggles wafting down the hallway. "Can we go outside today, Dad?" Max's voice broke through Tom's morning haze. "There's so much more to explore." Tom slipped out of bed and greeted them with a grin. "Sure thing. What do you have in mind?" "We should go to the park," Lily exclaimed, bouncing on her toes with a bright smile. "We can play pirates there." Their fort-building adventure had ignited a spark, and now adventure was calling. After breakfast, they piled into the car, the three of them buzzing with excitement. Max clutched a toy sword, and Lily held a ragged map they had sketched together, filled with doodles of treasure and sea monsters. As they arrived at the park, the world opened up before them. Lush green grass spread for miles, dotted with tall trees that swayed gently in the breeze. The vibrant colors of flowers and the laughter of other families painted a joyful picture. Tom felt his chest swell with gratitude. They were making new memories together. "Okay, crew," he declared, adopting the role of captain. "We have to find the treasure. What do we need to do first?" They huddled together, whispering their best strategies. Max put on a serious face, despite his reveling smile. "We should split up and scout the area. If we find the X on the map, we can dig up the treasure." With determination, they set off in different directions. Tom watched Lily and Max scampering away, finding joy in the simplest things: a leaf, a funny-shaped rock, a curious ant crawling on a branch. They were in their element. Tom wandered toward the old oak tree, the sun filtering through its leaves. He sat on a nearby bench, taking a moment to breathe. He felt a mix of pride and longing. So much had changed since he last felt this kind of happiness. The shadows of grief, while not erased, didn't loom as heavily around him. "Dad! Come see this." Lily's call broke through his thoughts. That he followed her voice and found them clustered around a spot by the playground. "Look!" Max shouted. He pointed excitedly at the ground. "It's an old, rusty box. Could it be treasure? Let us open it. Lily echoed, eyes wide with anticipation. Tom crouched down to inspect the box. A mix of excitement and apprehension filled him. What lay inside? He imagined it could hold forgotten toys or old coins, remnants of childhood days long gone. It felt like more than just a find, it was a glimpse into the stories and lives before them. He spent a moment gathering his courage, then reached for the latch. As he opened it, the lid creaked, unveiling the contents: a collection of faded photographs and worn-out letters, all tied together with a frayed twine. These artifacts, silent witnesses to lives lived, could stir memories long hidden. Wow, what is this? Max asked, peering closer. This must belong to a family, Tom replied thoughtfully, feeling a connection to the past. They probably shared love and laughter like we do. They examined the photos, each one hinting at joy, sadness, and a tapestry of connections. It was a reminder of the stories that intertwine to form family. Can we keep them? Lily asked, her eyes bright. We can add them to our Ford's treasure. Tom chuckled, heart swelling. Absolutely. As they made their way back, each little moment felt monumental. There were whispers of connection all around them, hints of past lives mingling with their present. After a long day of play, the family returned home, tired yet jubilant. After dinner, as they settled into their cozy fort, Tom set the letters and photos down. This is our treasure, just like the hearts we paint, he said. It reminds us of our journey, our love, and what we can create together. As he lay beside them, he reflected on how each day brought them a bit closer to understanding. What were the stories behind those letters? What memories did they hold? Would uncovering these truths help them discover more about each other? The night deepened, filled with questions hanging in the air like stars in the sky. Tomorrow, they would seek the answers, but would what they discovered bring them closer or lead them to the edge of something unexpected? The next morning, golden rays of sunlight streamed through the window, casting playful patterns on the floor. Tom woke up to the sound of whispers and giggles. He peeked out to see Lily and Max huddled together, wide-eyed and clearly plotting their next adventure. Dad! We want to read the letters today. Lily chirped as she spotted him emerging from the bedroom. That sounds like a great idea. Tom replied, brushing the sleep from his eyes. The kids had become so curious about the box's contents, as if the faded letters pulled them into a world of mystery, one they wanted to uncover together. After breakfast, they moved to the living room, their makeshift fort still standing proud in a corner, a reminder of their earlier adventures. Tom spread the letters across the floor. Each envelope was an invitation to explore not only the past but also the possibilities they held for understanding who they were as a family. Let us take turns reading. Max suggested, bouncing with excitement. His enthusiasm lit up the room, and Lily nodded in agreement. Tom carefully selected the first letter, his fingers trembling slightly as he recognized the elegant script on the yellowed paper. This one says it's from a mother to her son, he began. As he read, the room filled with the warm glow of stories woven with love and longing. The letter spoke of birthdays celebrated, dreams nurtured, and challenges faced. The words were reminders of shared experiences, love enduring through time. Lily's eyes sparkled with wonder. Did they feel happy, Dad? Very happy, Tom replied, the image of a vivid life unfolding before him. But they also faced tough times. Just like every family, they had moments that hurt. Max chimed in, like us. When we lost Mom. The question hung in the air, heavy yet ready to be addressed. Tom felt a lump in his throat. Yes, buddy. Just like us. But those moments shape who we are too. They make us stronger. They flipped through more letters, pausing on a photograph of a family in a park. They looked joyful, arms thrown around each other. Look. They look like us. Lily squeaked, shifting closer to Max and Tom. Or like what we can become, Tom added, smiling at the innocent excitement filling their eyes. With each letter, they were both taking steps toward healing and connection. Suddenly, Max turned serious. "Do you think their family was ever sad?" Tom nodded, brushing his fingers over the faded edges of the photograph. "Absolutely. But see how they laughed too. They found ways to be together, to make new memories. That's what we're doing now." With every read, the kids' laughter mingled with deeper reflections. They were stitching together fragments of history with their own stories. The letters felt like gifts from the past, showing them the importance of love and cheer amidst struggles. Hours passed, and soon they had created a small wall of memories, a tapestry of images and words. The kids felt proud, and so did Tom. They weren't just piecing together someone else's past, they were laying the groundwork for their own forever. As they huddled under a blanket together, a profound silence enveloped them, broken only by the sound of their breathing. Tom felt a surge of warmth as he looked at his kids, two brave adventurers charting their own course through uncharted seas. Then, just as the moment seemed perfect, a knock echoed at the door. Tom's heart raced with equal parts excitement and apprehension. Who could it be? "I'll get it." Max jumped up, racing to the door. Tom exchanged a glance with Lily, both curious and puzzled. What awaited them outside? Would it bring another adventure or challenge? He held his breath, anticipation buzzing in the air like electricity. The moment of truth was at hand. Max flung open the front door, his eyes widening in surprise. Standing there was a figure wrapped in an oversized brown coat, a bag slung across one shoulder. It was an older gentleman with a long, white beard that danced gently in the breeze. His eyes sparkled with a light that seemed to echo the feelings bouncing around the room. "Hello there. Is this the home of Tom Daniels?" he asked, his voice rich and warm. "Yes, that's me," Tom replied, stepping cautiously toward the doorway. Curious, Lily peeked around her dad, and Max took a step back, letting the awe wash over him. The man extended his hand, the smile on his face revealing a sense of familiarity, as if they'd known each other for ages. "I'm Mr. Hargrove. I used to work with your wife, Elizabeth. I wanted to stop by and share a few stories she told me about you, all the lovely things she loved about her family." Tom's heart tightened in his chest. It was hard to hear her name, yet, perhaps, it was time to embrace the memories. "Oh, thank you. Please, come in." As Mr. Hargrove stepped inside, the atmosphere shifted from playful curiosity to a poignant stillness. The children seemed to sense the emotional weight of the moment. They quietly returned to their blanket, watching the exchange like an audience eager for a heartfelt tale. Tom helped the older man settle into a chair. "Would you like some coffee or tea?" he asked, trying to keep things light. "I'd love some coffee." "Black, please," Mr. Hargrove said with a smile, glancing around the room. His eyes landed on the small wall of letters and photographs. "Ah, I see you've been exploring family history. Letters are treasures, aren't they?" Tom nodded, feeling the truth of that statement seep into his being. He poured the coffee, trying to steady himself as he balanced the weight of his children's presence with the memories resurfacing. "We've enjoyed reading them together." Just then, Lily piped up, her innocent curiosity breaking the tension. "Did you know my mom?" Mr. Hargrove's expression softened. "Yes, dear, I knew her quite well. She was a wonderful woman, full of dreams and laughter." Lily leaned in closer, a spark igniting in her eyes. "What kind of dreams?" He began, a distant look on his face. "She hoped to travel the world, to see things you wouldn't believe. She wanted to experience life just like you two are doing now." Tom felt warmth rise in his chest as he watched his children absorb the words. Memories that had been locked away were now flowing out like a gentle stream, nourishing their spirits. Mr. Hargrove went on to recount stories of Elizabeth and her adventurous spirit, anecdotes that made Tom chuckle and brought tears to his eyes. The kids listened intently, leaning into the memories shared as if they'd just uncovered a part of themselves they hadn't known was missing. "Your mom always believed in healing," Mr. Hargrove said, directing his gaze to Tom. She knew love could build stronger families, no matter the circumstances. Tom's heart raced. The weight of that belief felt like a beacon of hope. It was as if Elizabeth had sent Mr. Hargrove to remind him of how love could weave through their lives like golden threads in a tapestry. As they spoke, laughter mixed with heartfelt moments. Suddenly, a thought crossed Tom's mind. Did she ever leave you anything? A letter, maybe? Mr. Hargrove's eyes twinkled. You might say she left me a message, he mused, tapping the bag he had brought with him. And it includes a map, one that might just lead to the greatest adventure of all. Tom sensed a ripple of energy in the room, a shift that hinted at something bigger just around the corner. What kind of treasure could this map reveal? His heart raced with a familiar thrill. Can we see it? Max asked, eyes wide with anticipation. With a knowing smile, Mr. Hargrove nodded. You certainly can, and it might change everything for your family. As Tom, Lily, and Max leaned in closer, excitement crackling in the air, Tom couldn't shake off the feeling that their journey was just beginning. Where would this map lead them? And what new memories awaited their discovery? Mr. Hargrove opened his bag carefully, the aged leather creaking softly as he rummaged through its contents. Tom's heart pounded, the weight of anticipation thickening the air around them. What kind of adventure are we talking about? Tom asked, nurturing hope and fear in equal parts. Let me show you. Mr. Hargrove pulled out a rolled-up piece of parchment, delicately tied with a thread. He held it up in the dim light like an artifact unearthed from a forgotten time. The lines and curves drew their eyes, an intricate maze of routes and symbols. Lily leaned forward, straining to catch a glimpse. What does it say? Where does it go? With a gentle chuckle, Mr. Hargrove unwrapped the map, revealing a beautifully drawn landscape, dotted with landmarks both familiar and strange, hints at roads untraveled. This, my dear, is a map of places your mother dreamed of visiting. Some she went to, others were whispers of far-off lands. Tom felt a swell of something deep and full in his chest. The realization hit him like a wave, his children would discover a part of their mother they never knew. Where do we start? He asked, his voice trembling slightly, more from excitement than fear this time. The first point is right here, at home. Mr. Hargrove pointed to a spot on the map, where they lived, a little star sketched neatly inside a small circle. It represents your mother's love for her family. Each adventure will lead you to the next destinations, things she always wanted to share. Max's eyes lit up. Can we really go? Can it be our adventure? Absolutely, Mr. Hargrove replied, his smile warm and encouraging. Every adventure holds stories. Some will be fun, and others may ripple with bittersweet memories. But all are part of her legacy, a way to feel connected to her. Tom couldn't help but smile back at the man. This was the moment that had been waiting just beneath the surface, a call to action wrapped in grief and love. It was a chance not just to reminisce, but to create memories of their own. Lily grabbed her brother's hand, excitement bubbling between them like soda pop. Can we go this weekend, then? Please. The thought sent a rush of both joy and anxiety through Tom. Could they step out on this journey? Was he ready to embrace the world outside their home? Okay, yes. Let us plan for it. What do you think, Max? Max nodded vigorously, his enthusiasm infectious. I can help pack. All right, let us do this. A moment passed in the warmth of their shared dream. Mr. Hargrove observed, his own eyes reflecting something hopeful. I suggest you start with her favorite spot on the map, a hidden spot in the woods where she spent many days thinking and dreaming. What's there? Tom asked, curiosity igniting his spirit. Well, Mr. Hargrove leaned in closer, lowering his voice as if divulging a secret. It's said that people who visit this spot experience moments of clarity, even conversations with those they've lost. Tom felt a chill run down his spine at the thought. Could it really be? Would it be a chance to connect with Elizabeth in a way he thought lost forever? But the idea filled him with both trepidation and hope. There was a possibility that he, too, could find a way to move forward while still holding her love close. "Okay," Tom said, determination flickering in his heart, "this weekend, we'll visit that spot. We'll honor her memory, and maybe find some part of ourselves in the process." Mr. Hargrove beamed at them, his eyes glistening with approval. "That's the spirit, Tom. You're doing what she'd want." As the conversation flowed on, and they planned the details, something else lingered in the air, an awareness that soon they would be stepping into the unknown. Tom felt an exhilarating mix of hope and resolve. What if this adventure truly changed everything? What if they found more than just memories? As Tom glanced down at the map, tracing its edges with his fingers, he couldn't shake the feeling that each twist and turn held the promise of discovery, of healing and maybe even new love. The knot of grief he had carried for so long felt a bit looser with every word, but deep down, he knew that this journey was just the beginning. What else would they uncover beyond the map's outlines? He made a vow to himself, as well as to his children. They would not only honor Elizabeth's memory, they would live. The map's adventure was starting, but what awaited them at the journey's end? Tom stood at the edge of the forest, the cool breeze tangling with the vibrant leaves above him. This was it. The day they had planned so eagerly. Even under the shadow of worry, Tom felt excitement bubble in his chest. Beside him, Lily and Max bounced on their feet, their laughter echoing against the trees. They were ready for this new adventure, and so was he. "Are we ready?" Tom asked, glancing down at the map clutched in his hand. "The hidden spot is just a little further and let us go. We want to find it," Max shouted, his eyes sparkling with determination that ignited a smile on Tom's face. As they ventured deeper into the woods, the crunch of leaves underfoot became a backdrop to their chatter. Tom breathed in the earthy scent, feeling the weight of last night's conversation with Mr. Hargrove. This was not just a mere trip, it was a chance to connect with Elizabeth. Possibly a chance for healing too. What if we find a treasure there? Lily suggested, her imagination spinning out possibilities. Maybe it could be a special stone that glows in the dark. Or an ancient tree that talks. Max chimed in, always the adventurous one. Tom chuckled, imagining the wonder they would find as they edged closer to the spot on the map. He could almost sense Elizabeth's presence in the breeze, guiding him forward. After what felt like an eternity but was really just under an hour, they reached a small clearing embraced by tall trees. Sunlight poured down like a golden shower, illuminating the soft patches of grass. Tom's heart raced. This must be the place. This is amazing. Lily squealed, spinning in circles as the sunlight bathed her in warmth. She plopped down on the grass, giggling uncontrollably. Max followed suit, pretending to search for treasure. "Look, Dad. I can be a pirate." "Arr." He swung his imaginary sword, cutting through the air. Tom felt laughter rise up in him, the weight of his worries lifting just slightly. "Aye, Captain. But we need to find the hidden treasure first." As the kids played, Tom felt drawn to the center of the clearing, the trees standing tall around him like guardians watching over them. He planted himself down, the ground cool and firm beneath him, and drew out the map. It suddenly felt more than just lines and markings, it was a connection. "Guys, come over here," he called, his voice tethering the kids away from their play. Lily and Max gathered beside him, their excitement palpable. "What do you see, Dad?" Max asked. "I think we should take a moment. This place is special. Mom loved it, and I think we can honor her here." With that, Tom unfurled the map and placed it down on the grass. He traced their journey with a finger, recalling the stories as if hearing them for the first time. The letters, the adventures, they all lead back to love. It's what makes us strong, what makes us family. Lily's eyes shone as she listened. "Just like us, right? We can keep it strong together." "Exactly," Tom replied, his heart swelling. "You both are my greatest treasures. Let's promise to make memories for us, for her." They joined hands around the map, a circle of connection. With the trees witnessing their unspoken bond, they whispered their promises under the soft rustle of the leaves. In that moment, he felt how far they had come, a family united against the storms life had thrown at them, and then, a calm washed over him. It wasn't about finding grand treasures or following the map to the letter. It was about the laughter, the moments they could forge together. As they settled back, recapturing the spirit of play, Tom looked at the glowing faces of Lily and Max. It was the first time in a long while that he felt the warmth of hope and healing merging like threads in a fabric. Every smile, every shared laugh, created new foundations. "Dad, let us build another fort here," Lily said, her inspiration contagious. "Yeah. An adventure fort," Max echoed. "We can keep the treasure map safe inside." And just like that, surrounded by nature and their vibrant imaginations, they began crafting their latest project, connecting the old with the new, a fort, a treasure, a tribute not only to Elizabeth but to their journey ahead. As they constructed their makeshift fort, Tom caught himself, silently vowing to never lose sight of what truly mattered. They were healing and growing, painting their family's story anew. It was no longer just about the physical house or memories of the past, it was about creating a life filled with unconditional love and laughter. In the heart of the woods, they were building more than just another fort, they were claiming their future, one treasure and one laugh at a time, and as the day drew to a close, casting long shadows and soft light, Tom realized that the truest journey was about to unfold, the one of love, hope, and the constant pursuit of happiness, right there in the heart of his family. Now, more than ever, they were ready to face whatever lay ahead, together. You've enjoyed this incredible journey. You need to subscribe now to ensure you don't miss a single transformative story like this. Leave a like right now so we can feed the algorithm and continue sharing inspiration with the world. Comment below your thoughts and feelings about this beautiful ending. How did this story touch your heart? Don't wait not even one more second. Share this video instantly with at least 5 friends who need to see this powerful transformation. Only true fans understand the urgency of supporting the channel by taking these actions.